Hello and welcome back for the whiskey. My name's Mark and you're joining me here today for another whiskey review. Today I'm going to be doing a review of a Speyside whisky which is easy to find but is equally hard to find. Let me explain. So the whisky I'm going to be reviewing today is the Spey Distillery Cask Strength Fumare. So this is their cask strength edition of their Peated Speyside single malt Scotch whisky. This one is batch 2. They are currently on to batch 4. It retails for around £66. This particular edition, the version 2, batch 2, has an ABV of 60.4% ABV. It is non-chill filtered and it is natural colour, and it says so in that gold text there right on the back label. Batch 4 is currently bottled at 57.5% ABV, and again it retails for £66. It's limited to 1,500 bottles. It is fully ex-bourbon matured. You can tell by the colour. Ex-bourbon casks. They don't give an age statement on these cask strength editions, but 60.5% of a peated Speyside whisky. What could possibly go wrong? Why is it hard to find? Well, I'm going to pour a dram and I'm going to explain. May I add, it comes in this tube here, which has got a sticker. I think this is a sticker on the front with the particular details of this particular bottle. They use all the same tubes for their whiskies. It doesn't really provide any more information than the fact that it's the Fumare cask strength, it's a limited release, and that it is 60.4% ABV. Incidentally, as a value score, on my old value score system, more about that another day, it would get 98 out of 100. So it's a particularly good value whiskey, and I think that is because it is cask strength and non-chill filtered natural colour. So why is this particularly difficult whiskey to find? Oh boy. So Speyside whiskies. If you were to search for Spey, which is this particular distillery, it is the Spey Distillery, but they call themselves, as per the label, Spey. Most search engines are immediately going to assume that you meant Speyside, and quite often it will list Speyside whiskies, of which Spey is just one. The naming of it is quite unfortunate when it comes to searching, so what you would need to do, my recommendation, so what I do, is to type in a specific edition. For example, in this one, you would search for Fumare. You could search for their 10, which is spelled Tennne, should you wish to find their port finished whiskey. They do a few others, but that's fine. That's what I kind of do. And then usually, if you want to find Fumare, for example, it would then list other whiskies by that same particular distillery. Enough of that. They do have a couple of Speyside Snugs. They've got one local to me in Sunderland, in a place called Sheepfolds, which is a little bit of a modern development in old buildings, where there's various eateries, bars, and there's also a Speyside Snug. There's another Snug up there in Aviemore. So on the nose, what we're getting? Well, it's sweet. It's honeyed. That smoke is there. It's just kind of, it's not in your face. It's kind of sitting beneath the sweetness. But you can tell it's got a nice level of smokiness to it. They do say this is a medium peated. It's got some hints of orchard fruits in there as well. Maybe some, I don't know, a bit creaminess on the nose. On the palate, I'll then add some water in. It starts off with toffee apple, orchard fruit, but toffee. And then comes a lovely wave of earthy peat. And that earthy peat subsides and lets smoke and kind of billow. It starts to weave its way through. It's got a touch of berry to it as well, which was an unexpected note there. The apple I kind of get, but there's some berries and there's some custard. A bit more on palate. The peat, the smoke, is a bit more intense on the palate than it is on the nose, but it's wonderfully sweet. I'm trying to think of I suppose it's like an apple pie, which has got some blackberries or black currants in with the apple, and it's in a nice malty pastry, but it's been charred a bit too long, but it's had maybe some brown sugar sprinkled over the top, which is caramelized. And then somebody's happened to have accidentally, I don't know, maybe singed it a bit longer than it should have been, and it started to burn. This is a nice dram. I'm gonna put some water in. So I've got me a little dropper here. I'm gonna go quite heavy on the water here. So that's 3 ml has gone in there. I think this needs a lot more than 3 ml, to be honest. So I'll wait for the water to do its stuff on that. This particular bottle, my beautiful wife purchased for me for a Christmas gift. I want to say it was around about 2024 that she purchased this one for me, and I've been keeping it. I've been savouring it for those evenings where I fancy a particularly flavourful, sweet and smoky dram, and this delivers. It's a different type of smoke peat sensation than you would get from an Ardbeg or a Lafroig. They tend to be more meaty and coastal. This is more sweet. It's got that Speyside character that you would expect with the orchard fruits and you know, the sweet fruit flavours, but it's got that awesome peat smoke. So it's had a bit of water in there and not really developed an awful lot of cloudiness so far, but anyway, on the nose, that honey's lifted even more. That smoke's mellowed off a bit more now, and it's more earthy. And caramel, cinnamon. Ooh, the alcohol is just like, wow. That was a right nose full of alcohol just then. There's some herbaceous elements coming through. Maybe some, it's not aniseed. It's like aniseed, but it's a herb. I suppose aniseed would do. It's like aniseed balls, actually. Sweet. So aniseed balls are an aniseed coated in a sugary shell with aniseed flavourings. Yeah, it's an aniseed ball, but it's got herbaceous elements of it going around it. Some spices. Whew. Thyme. Maybe rosemary's going on in there. That's got one hell of a almost floral now nose on the palate. Malty apple. It's just malty apple with smoke, but the smoke's dropped off a little bit, allowing the fruit sensations to come through a bit more. So I've added a bit more water there because I really want to see, I suppose because it's such a pale whiskey as well. You can see the haziness there now, but it's such a pale whiskey that the haze is not going to show itself. It's not going to reveal itself quite to the same level. So I'm guessing I've pushed that now below 46%. Sweet, honey, caramel, toffee apples. Saltiness, beach barbecue. It's got an earthy peat still to it. That is an enjoyable smoky whiskey. So would I buy another bottle of this? Definitely. I would go for this edition as opposed to the regular 46% that they do. The 46%, I believe it's around 45 to 50 pounds a bottle. 46% ABV, non-chill filtered natural colour. That's a core bottle. I will go for the cask strength edition, the Fumare cask strength, each time. And I can tell you that the Spey 10 cask strength is also awesome. They do another one, I think it's the Trutina, which is just their ex-bourbon, but with no peat. That's a lovely dram as well. But of those three, it's this and the 10, and then the Trutina is competent enough, and definitely the cask strength version of that is well worth looking at. And they did recently release some age statements as well, which I believe were at 40% ABV. I believe they released a 12-year-old, but they've also recently released some age statement editions of the port version. They did, I don't think they called it a 10, or maybe they did a 9-year-old 10, which is 46%. They did a 10-year-old, I think they've done an 11-year-old as well, which are all 46%. Could be worth checking them out. That's all for me. Yes.